Everybody, it's Paul from Alexandria Knife Sharpening and Laser Engraving. I am ready to make the files for the jewelry buffers available to those of you with 3D printers that want to print your own. I've been testing them. They're all pretty darn good. Like, I will tell you this, they are not absolutely perfect, but they've been working well enough for me, and I know some of you guys have a hard time even getting the mandrels that they sell for these things. Quite honestly, even though they're not absolutely perfect, I think these are better than the ones they sell. But I'm going to make you aware of a couple things that I've noticed testing them, using them. And the first thing is you can break them, okay? If you're not careful, the one thing that I have found that will break them very easily, and they tend to break in the same spot if you're not careful. And here's the broken ones that I've broken. As you can see, I've broken 3, is over tightening. When you're putting the main nut that holds them on. Now you'll also see here, and I think this is important too, I mark them. So I put these little arrows and with a T, which tells me that I need, if I want to tighten it, I want to turn it this direction. So that way, if I need to loosen it, I also know I want to go the opposite direction. And then I also put it on the mandrel itself, and I mark them all. I'll probably laser engrave the next ones that I print out, but I would mark them with a Sharpie or whatever, so you know. Normally, you're going to be able to tell, like, I can tell by looking at this and the direction that these radial discs are on. I know that this is a left, but it still doesn't hurt to be like, okay, this one's a left side one, because they are left and right sided. And the reason I mark this is so that I know which way I'm going to turn the mandrel to tighten it. So this says off. So if I hold this and turn this way, it's going to go off. And if I turn this way, it's going to tighten on here. No issues at all with the putting this on, tightening this off. The only time I have broken these has been over tightening this nut. So this is important that you don't go too tight on this. You need it they just need to be snug enough that holds them, it's going to hold them in together. But don't go crazy cranking this down. If you start cranking this too much, I guarantee you're going to snap it off just like these. You'll snap it right in that same spot. Now, while using these, I've only had one break, and it was over on this machine, but I did have one, and it was one of these over here, and it just I think just from starting, or whatever, maybe it had a weak point, it just snapped off. I did print some carbon fiber PLA. I've done PET G, and I've done regular PLA, and quite honestly, I don't see any difference in any of them. This one that broke here is carbon fiber, and this one that broke here is carbon fiber, which can be really strong, but it's also a little more brittle. So I don't know, you might just be better off with just regular PLA. I think I've only broken one other one. This was PET G, and you can see I snapped one of these, same thing, over tightening it. But these ones over here, these are just PLA ones, but PLA seems to be totally fine. So you can make these with PLA. Feel free to play with the file, adjust it, try and do something different. If you have a better idea, you're more than welcome to do whatever you want with it. And the one thing that I was thinking of doing, I asked John about it, but we haven't gotten around to doing it. I did want to make a shorter version and a long version. Let me show you here. This is a double stack of 3-inch radial discs. So is this one over here on this mandrel. And you can see it uses just about the whole thing with a little bit sticking out. So these are perfect for double stacks. These are single stacks of 4-inch mandrels. I'm sure it wouldn't make a difference whether you put the 4-inch or 3-inch on. I'll show you them both running. They run fine. Each work well. I do find the 4-inch a little bit easier for polishing because, you know, there's just a little bit more room. It's a little bit more away from the machine. The only ones I have double stacks of are the 3-inch because I have enough to do them, but they are really nice for doing finishes. The more radial discs you can have on there, the better the finish is. And it's just, you know, the way it goes, but they both work great. So it works great whether you get the 4-inch or the 3-inch radial disc, doesn't matter. It's working great for both of them. We are working on another file, and the other file is going to have a metal screw in here, and that's what John is going to offer for sale probably on his Etsy site, which you won't really have probably any issue. We haven't completely done it yet or tested them yet, so that's not ready to go yet, but we're going to work on that, and we'll see if there's any issues with that. But I think the great thing about that is you definitely probably won't have any issues with them snapping. You would probably have to go crazy cranking this down too tight with a metal screw in here for that to break. But that's what we'll be looking at for his Etsy site, and and we're basically doing that for people that don't have a 3D printer. If you want to get them, John's going to offer them for sale through there. Now, if you have a 3D printer, here's what I print 4 of them at a time. You know, so I have a couple backups ready to go, and if you look in there, they're separated into files. So there'll be a right mandrel, a left mandrel, and then there's going to be a right nut and a left nut. And when I've been printing them for like testing purposes, I did 4 of these mandrels at one time. It takes a little over an hour on my X1 carbon. I think it was about an hour and 20 minutes. And then I do the same thing with the nut. I print 4 at a time, and they are just, you know, ready to go. So I got a couple extras, and that's the one good thing about the plastic ones. If you break one, you know, it's no big deal. It's pennies worth of PLA. If you happen to break one, just grab another one and slap it on the machine. The file will be on my regular website. They are under a section that says, I think, free radial disc files, and that's where they're going to be. I just wanted to make you aware of that. And like I said, I would just make sure you mark them. This is the one important thing, because the only time I've broken them was if I wanted to take them off or retighten and I couldn't remember which way to turn it and over tightened it, it would crack. So that is definitely the one weak point on the full PLA, or, you know, didn't seem to matter what we printed it on, whether it was carbon fiber. Now, there's a lot of other filaments out there. I'm thinking maybe ABS might be one worth trying. ABS plastic is pretty darn strong. I don't have any here in my shop, but I might try that one next. So I might see if we can get a plastic version that's less prone to breaking if you over tighten that nut down. But that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoy it. Use the file, check it out, print them out. Tell me what you think. If you come up with a better version or a better way of doing it, which a lot of times you guys do, you know, I'll mention something and then 2 or 3 people make it or improve on it. I just ask that you share it with the entire community, just how I'm sharing this. If you improve on these or you find something that works better, please share it with everybody. All right, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye. I will leave the link for the files in the description of this video, as well as some other links for things like the radial disc and things that you might be interested in, the jewelry buffers, or simply go to my website at alxsharpen.com. And thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you all soon.